So, to be honest with you guys, I've been having a lot of trouble blogging lately. I really want to, but for some reason I can't get myself to just like finish a video. I've started at least 5 or 6 vlogs in the last like 2 to 3 weeks. We've done so much, and for whatever reason, I just keep like stopping them. Um, Honestly, I'm hoping that this one even gets posted. I'm not even sure if this is going to be a full vlog or if this is going to be, me talking here on the treadmill. I guess I could just go back and make all those videos one long video for you guys. I guess that's kind of the purpose of a vlog, right? It doesn't necessarily need a beginning, a middle, and an end, but that's what it feels like sometimes. And one thing I've always wanted was I really just wanted my content to feel authentic. I wanted it to feel like it wasn't this whole like scripted out thing, hence the name Samuel Bell Jr. slash unscripted. Like I just wanted it to be raw, uncut, authentic. It's kind of like what I'm doing day to day on my journey to do whatever God has in store for me, right? Whatever that thing is, and kind of just bring you guys along with it. Uh, as you guys seen in some of my older videos, I'm really just trying to figure out what my thing is going to be, right? So I do some coaching. I help coaches scale their business online. I've been doing that for on and off for about a year now, and it's cool. I like doing it. Um, I also draw a lot. If you're into art at all, you can follow me at Art by Sam Bell, where I post a lot of cyberpunk art. Just I teach a lot as well on that channel, just the basics of drawing, the mindset of drawing, stuff like that. And I find myself, no matter what I tend to dive into, I find myself trying to teach something all the time. uh, and maybe that's what God has in store for me is some type of teaching background of some sort, or coaching of some sort. But every day that goes by, I'm trying to figure out, what that thing is for me. Um, One thing I've really been struggling with lately is like seeing people live out their purpose. Um, it sounds really strange, if I'm honest with you. It feels strange even to say it, but I've been watching a lot of like WWE lately, and see guys. I'm like, man, it's so cool that like this guy, whoever they may be, chose this sport at 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're 39, 41 years old now, and they're just still doing that one thing that they loved, and they're gonna do it until their body tells them no, or God says, stop. I think that's so cool, especially to like watch your dream play out and watch your goals, come to fruition and stuff like that. And I look at my own life and I'm like, man, I've had so many like hobbies. I've had so many things where this or that could have taken off, or I could have succeeded at this or that or whatever. And I kept dropping the thing, and like trying to do something else, or I would try to I would check results way too quick, for whatever reason. Or I'd find out, that this isn't the thing that I love to do. This isn't something I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing. For example, I love gaming, right? There's a period in my life where I wanted to be a gamer and I wanted to, post content and stuff like stuff like that. And I have 6 kids, have a wife, and obviously you can't really do that when you have a big family unless you want to neglect everybody and tell them to go to their rooms, or you know what I mean. And I just kind of felt that was unrealistic. But then also I was like, man, do I really want to dedicate my entire life to sitting behind a screen and playing games? Like, yeah, it makes money, but at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? I tend to do that with everything, right? And so I did that with music as well. I was really big into music my whole life, um, especially younger. I think I was like, I started making music when I was like 12 or 13, and I loved it until I was like 18, and I ended up joining into like the business world and kind of got into that world, and then I immediately felt like doing music was frowned upon for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know what my 19-year-old self was thinking, but I just dropped music completely for I want to say about 6 or 7 years, and picked it back up in 2020 when I was about 25, and I enjoyed it. But then I did the same thing I did with gaming. I was like, this is cool, and I love to do it, but is this something I want to dedicate my life to? You know, like, do I really want to be 31, like doing tours and stuff? Like, I still have at the time I had a family of three. I had 3 kids and my wife, and I'm like, that's a busy life. It's not a life that I would want to pursue and chase. And everyone that I have seen in that life hate it. They hate themselves. They end up depressed and whatever. And so I was like, nope, that's not it either. Maybe I'll do music in my spare time. I still game in my spare time every now and then. Um, but I figured that wasn't it either. And then now I'm in this thing where I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll be. Obviously, I like business. I like, you know, operations. I like organizing. I like social media, this and that. And it's kind of how I got into the world I'm in now. And, watching different creators here on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, they make really good money. It seems like a cool thing to do. But then it comes back to the same thing. Like, when these guys post the real life, the day-to-day stuff, and they're working 16-hour days, doing sales calls and meeting with people that they don't even know just because they paid them a certain amount of money. Like, do I want to be bought? You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to spend time with people just because they paid me a certain amount? And still, it may be, you're still neglecting your family, right? Either way it goes, like, just because someone's paying you a higher number doesn't mean that it's okay to neglect your family, right? So I still have a family of 6. I still need a certain amount of time with them. And just one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, is that a thing that you want to do forever? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, obviously you can hire people, you can do other things, but at the end of the day, it's like, do I love it enough where I see myself doing it 10 years from now? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Then there's things like art. And this is kind of like, I'm just kind of letting you guys into my brain, the way I think and why I think the things I think. Because a lot of times it feels like I'm just trying stuff, trying, failing, and adjusting, seeing what sticks. And a lot of times that's exactly what I'm doing. So I have all these different passions that all have become hobbies that if I would just choose one, it could potentially be a bigger thing. But then I look at it and I'm like, man, I don't think God would make it this hard. You know, like, I think that would make it pretty simple. And then I started to think about, you know, vlogging and posting content like this, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably one of the only things where I can do all the things and not have to change my life for it. YouTube. Um, and a lot of times I feel like that just makes the most sense because no matter what avenue I choose to go down, no matter what business model I choose to use, no matter what niche, genre, medium, whatever, no matter what no matter what I choose to do, it's gonna revolve. It's gonna revolve around YouTube in some sort of fashion, right? I'm gonna post videos here because it has the best algorithm, it pays, and it's an easy way to brand yourself and expand your business, right? And so I keep coming to this thing where maybe that's the secret. Maybe I just need to vlog and post my life and let this do what it's gonna do and just do it more and consistently and stop caring so much about the little details because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna just focus in on here on YouTube and start creating a just raw, authentic content like this. Very minimal cuts, very minimal edits. Just let you guys just see what life is like day to day. I don't know if I'll post every single day. For sure, every single week. I like to post more. I like to post, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, ideally. But I don't also want to be unrealistic with myself or you guys because I don't want to set myself up for failure and I also don't want to set you guys up for disappointment once I give an expectation. So I'm just going to post as much as I can. If that's every day, awesome. If it's every week, awesome. It won't be further than a week though. All right. I think at that point, it's just kind of pointless, right? The way the algorithm works, you'd rather send that audience to someone who's consistent, you know. So I at least want to do once a week, but preferably more than that. And again, just raw content. Just keep it simple.